Noon. Okay. It's like the most random time for me to go live, but my daughter is actually in an appointment and I need to wait. I need to like wait out here in the car for 30, 40 minutes for her. So I'm not sure who I'm going to get today on this live because it's a very random time for me to go live. But I did want to talk today about what healthy relationships require. And my assumption is that many people today are not able to provide it, and that's why we're having so much trouble. So it is a little thing called my partner's best interest. Okay. So my partner's best interest is my own. There's a level of selflessness that we're going to have. There's a level of sacrifice that we're going to have that it doesn't seem like a lot of people today can do that they want to do. And that is, I'm going to do what's in your best interest, right? One of the things I have to talk to women today about when I'm talking to them about healthy male leadership, I said, one of the things you can be assured of is that a healthy masculine leader, he considers the people that he's leading. So that means he's actually under a lot of pressure. He's under a lot of pressure because it's not just about what will work for him. It's what will work for the collective. It's what will work for the people that he's leading. So that's what good men do. They don't just keep their own best interest as the focal point, right? So I'm doing this because it's what works for me. It's what I want. No, that's not healthy leadership. Healthy leadership says, let me do what works for everyone. Let me think about the collective. Let me think about my wife. Let me think about my children. Their best interest is his best interest. Thank you, 402 Marine, for purchasing a badge. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Thank you. Okay, so that's what healthy men do. And something is happening between men between the ages of 18 and 35. They are not doing that. They are not seeking, they're not considering the other person. They're not doing what's best for the collective or for the other person. And remember, this is not about martyrdom. This is not about being codependent and putting other people's wants and desires ahead of your own. I mean, sacrifice will require that sometimes, but it's just collectively thinking about what will work for everyone, right? Okay, so let's take me, for example. As a mother, I have raised 3 children. They're now adults. And so on that journey, I've had to make some really hard decisions. I've had to make some really hard decisions about money. I've had to make some really hard decisions about where we live, where I work, starting my business. I have made in the last 25 years a lot of really hard decisions. And what is so interesting is it's not just me. It's not just about what I wanted to do. It's not just about where I wanted to live. It's not just about, financially what felt right for me. I had to think about what was in the best interest of my children. So for instance, I never got the opportunity to go to school from kindergarten all the way up until the 12th grade with the same kids. I didn't get that opportunity. I went to 2 elementary schools. I went to 2 middle schools. I went to 3 high schools. So all these different schools, all these different places I lived, all these different, people I met and these experiences that I had. Me personally, I thought that was not a good, healthy, stable way for a kid to grow up. And so I made a different choice for my children. I chose to live in a specific neighborhood, a really great neighborhood, under the premise that my kids will go to school with the same kids from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. And they made some great, long-lasting friendships doing that. And I, in turn, made some great friendships with the parents of those kids. But I remember thinking to myself, okay, I don't want to live in the West End, or I don't want to, I had a lot of thoughts about the neighborhood we lived in. And I was like, I don't want to do this. But I was like, you know what? Is this best for the collective? Right? And it did wind up being a really great decision. The home that we live in now, a really great decision. I have almost $300,000 worth of equity in my home. So clearly that was a really good choice, even though I didn't, necessarily think so at the time. But that's what healthy leadership looks like. So let's say I was the husband and I had a wife and I had my 3 children. And my wife was like, oh, I don't want to live in the West End. And I know it's a better neighborhood. And I know there's less crime and the kids would be in the same schools, but I don't want to live out there. I'd say to her, look, we got to think about you and I, but we also have to think about our children. And so I'd either try to cut a deal. I'd try to sell her on, hey, this is what works out best for us collectively. I need you to trust me on this. Or I could cut a deal. Hey, let's do this for 5 years. Let's see how it goes. If you're still unhappy, if you still don't love it, we'll sell the home. We'll move somewhere else. Like, this is what healthy leadership looks like. It is the ability to make good choices, make good decisions based on the best information that you have, right? And then you've got to be willing to, kind of sell it to the people that you're leading. You've got to be willing. You got to have a measure of influence. There's also a measure of trust. So the one thing my kids know about me, even to this day, they've even told other people, like, mom's going to work it out. Like, she's going to figure it out. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what happens. Like, they know that of me. They know that I have a level of grit that I'm very solution focused. And apparently, from what I hear, that's not most women. Most women are not like very solution oriented. I'm very solution focused. I solve problems every day, all day, and then some. And so my kids trust me. They trust that I'm going to do what's best for the collective, that I'm not going to be selfish, that I'm not going to skimp on their education, skimp on safety. There's just certain things that I'm just not going to do. And that is what healthy leadership looks like. That's what I want to see men do more of. Have I had to take some hits? Sure, because that's what leaders do. Leaders take hits all the time. Leaders, put other people ahead of themselves. And again, the other person's best interest is my own. I take that as my own. But for the most part, I would say maybe 10% of the time I sacrifice and take hits. 90% of the time, the choices I make, it benefits all of us. All of us are winning. All of us are winning. And that to me is what healthy leadership looks like. It is not martyrdom. I'm certainly not a martyr. I'm not the person to nail myself to the cross. As I always tell people, there was only one Jesus. I can't do what Jesus did, so don't ask me to do that. And I've had some moments where, I probably acted in my own best interest, but those moments are very few and far between. Very few. I try to do what's best for the collective. And so if you're in a relationship with another person, here's something you need to know. When both people are doing this, when both people are saying, you know what? What's in the best interest of this person? I'm going to make that my own. Trust me when I tell you, it's a beautiful dance. It's a beautiful dance to watch two people prepared to sacrifice for one another. And you will take turns doing that. It's like this beautiful dance. Okay, so this time is going to be your time. Next time, it'll probably be my time. The time after that, it might be your time. The time after that, it's my time. The time after that, we're going to do what's best for both of us. Like there's a dance that you're going to constantly do with the person that you're with. But you have to, number one, this is the biggest thing of all. Y'all, please choose someone that you actually want to do this for. I think if I'm being honest, a lot of people are with people they don't want to submit to, they don't trust, they don't love, they don't want to sacrifice for, they don't want to consider them. So that's the first thing. Actually choose a person that does it so much for you that you're like, I'm going to do this. Like, I want to do this for this person. This person lights me up inside. This person just does it for me, right? To me, that's going to make it easier to want to do that. It's kind of like our own children, right? So these people come from me. They come through me. And it's like these people are of me. So I'm like, yeah, it's easy to sacrifice for my children. It's easy to sacrifice for my pets. It's easy to sacrifice for my family. And it's like, okay, but if you're choosing a partner, choose someone that's like that. Choose someone that's like blood, that's like family, someone that you dig, someone that you don't mind sacrificing for. Y'all, and that's why I keep telling people, stop just being with anybody. Stop just picking people, just any old body, and call yourself having a relationship with them. Then the relationship is shoddy. The relationship is a horrible example of a relationship, and you know it. You know the truth. And yet you out here, delivering like these horrible relationships, and then other people are looking at it like, "Ooh, no, I don't want that." If that's what it takes to be in a relationship, I don't want to do that. Like, y'all making relationships look bad. Stop being with just anybody and then having a lackluster relationship, and then you got other people thinking this is what relationships are when it's not. Like, pick someone you dig, pick someone you love, pick someone that does it for you, and then go all out for that person. Okay, consider that person, make their best interest your best interest, and require that they do that in return, right? So hopefully you do it for them. But outside of that, some of y'all need to stop being with people. Like, some of y'all, you just picking anybody. You just being with anybody and having a lackluster relationship, and out here got people thinking that's what relationship is. It's not. It's not. Your partner's best interest should be your own. You should want their happiness as much as they do. You should want their success as much as they do. Like, when I tell y'all, when I choose you, every dream you have is my dream. Everything you want, I want. Everything you about, I'm about. Like, that's how that's supposed to work. Okay? And so some of y'all be picking people, and they have hopes and dreams. You don't even know about them. You don't even care. You don't even ask what they're in school for. You don't even ask what their business is about. It's like, it's crazy to me. And then you have the audacity to ask me what's wrong with me because I refuse to participate in lackluster relationships. I refuse to participate in these lackluster marriages that y'all got going on. Well, what's wrong with you? It must be something wrong with you, because I don't want to be in a lackluster, haphazard, half-hearted relationship. You sure? I don't think it's me. I think it's y'all. No, that man must be conscious. He must be evolved. I don't want anything less. Right now, I consider myself to have a measure of success. I consider myself to be killing it in a lot of areas in my life. Why would I get into a lackluster relationship? Like, seriously, that's a real question. If all the other parts of my life are going great, and I'm gonna ruin that average by getting into a lackluster, lukewarm relationship with a mediocre man. Really? That's what you think I'm on? I'm really not. So that's what it's going to take to have a good, healthy, happy, whole, 100% in, 110% in relationship. You have to choose a person that is the best fit for you. You have to choose a person that you have a genuine connection with, that you have genuine chemistry with, you are compatible with, they do it for you. And then you have to go all in. And whatever their dreams, whatever their hopes, whatever their success, whatever their desire is now yours. And vice versa. Okay? The reason why my ex-husband became the physician that he did, became the businessman that he did, is because I hooked my caboose to his train. I said, "Oh, this is your train?" "Yep." "This where it's going?" "Mm-hmm." I was like, "Okay." And I took my little caboose and hooked it to his train. I was like, "Okay, this is what we doing." This where we going? How can I help you get there faster? How can I be of service to you? How can I be useful? Don't nobody want to be useful to the person that they're with. And the idea is that that person will also be useful to you. It's not one-sided. But to get this thing going, it's got to start with you. Right? So I just hooked my caboose. I was like, where are we going? What are we doing? Okay. Yep. Great. I love it. And the goal was, okay, I'm going to help you get here. I'm going to, assist you in doing this and that. And then if I need that same thing, you're going to do the same for me. Okay. So me being able to go back to school, me being able to become a therapist and having the time and the energy to do that. Yes. See how that works? Everybody gets something. But the goal is that out of love, out of genuine care for each other, right? Yes, we're making some sacrifices. Yes, we're making sure that that person's best interest is our best interest. It's our own. And we are willing to compromise. We are willing to negotiate all the things, but choose someone that you actually want to do that with. And like I said, I see it every day in my counseling office. I see it in the coaching office. You all are choosing these lackluster partners. You're choosing these people and you're like, he all right, And I'm like, no wonder you don't want to sacrifice. Like, I wouldn't pick a mediocre man who's barely successful in life and then call myself, well, now I gotta do hard things for him. Like, what? I mean, this is going to be hard. But guess what? I'm going to choose a man that I'm like over the moon. I'm like, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm over the moon for this person. I'm like, this person does it for me. And I'm going to give 110%. I'm going to jump in head first, feet first, all the things. Okay? Now, a lot of y'all are afraid of that. If I'm being honest, a lot of you are afraid of that. So you're afraid of that in this modern day dating culture and relationship landscape. You're afraid of doing that. You're afraid of getting used. You're afraid it won't work out. But here's the truth. That's the reason why it won't work out. That's the reason why, the marriages are failing and everybody's, all this other, I'm getting used for sex. I'm getting used for money or whatever. Because your attitude is all messed up. Your mindset stinks. Right? The Bible says in the book of Job, where he was talking about, this is proof of, the law of assumption, the law of, what we think, our thoughts, the thoughts we hold in our mind, they will come true. Like if you hold that thought long enough, whether that thought is a good thought, whether that thought is a negative thought. That's how powerful God made the human mind, your brain. You have the ability to bring to fruition, to put in your hand a thing that you think. And how you do that is you think upon it and you think upon it and you think upon it. So in the book of Job, he actually says, the thing that I have thought has finally come upon me. So all that negative thinking, all them thoughts, them negative thoughts and them, the scarcity thoughts and, oh, it's not going to work out. Oh, I'm going to get used. Oh, I'm going to get taken advantage of. See, that's going to come racing right towards you. That's going to come racing right towards you. So it all starts here. Okay. I often tell couples who are coming to me newly in relationships or newly, getting ready to get engaged. I say, look, keep your mind strong. Keep your thoughts strong. If you start ruminating on something negative, if you start thinking about getting cheated on, here we go. You are literally drawing that thing to you. Don't do that. Okay. And you gotta, pick that person, your person, and you gotta keep your thoughts strong. You gotta keep your mind strong. You got to go 100%, 110% in. You got to go all in. And you pray and you hope that that person does their part as well. You do your part. That's what you focus on. Y'all are so focused on what the other person is doing. Well, what are they doing? And you telling me this? Well, what? Tell them. Well, tell them to go 110%. Tell them that my interest is their interest. That's your problem. Right there. That's your problem. God told you to focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Okay? And make sure you're running the race you should be running. I don't ever focus on, like, what is this person doing or not doing? Their actions is going to show me that. And then because I'm a grown up, I'm actually going to use words and I'm going to say, hey, this is what I've noticed. You know, I'm giving my all to this. I'm putting in 110% effort. I don't quite feel that coming back. Am I right? What is happening there? You know, what's up with that? Right? That's what adults do. We speak on things that don't feel good. We speak on things that appear to be unfair when there is no equity. We verbalize what's going on. That's it. That's all you have to do. But initially, I go all in. I'm 100%, 110% in. I meet a person, we vibe, the connection is like, I think there's something here. And then I just go all in. Like I said, I ask questions. I find out what their hopes and dreams are. I find out what it is they want out of this life. And I become a part of it in any and every way that I can. Okay? And I give a little bit and then I wait. I give a little bit and then I wait. Now, if at any point I don't feel anything coming back, at any point I don't feel any interest, I don't feel any, you know, yes, your best interest is my own. You know, if I don't feel that, then I use words. I use words to verbalize that, hey, I'm just noticing this. What do you think about that? And if I need to make adjustments, I do. I make adjustments because I'm like, hey, you know, this is not, you know, something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel good here. Right? But I'm always verbalizing. I'm an over communicator. That is the title that thousands of clients have told me. Like, Anita, you overly communicate. Like, you send us emails and those emails have all the information we need and then some. I said, yeah, because you ain't never going to say, Anita didn't tell you this is your appointment. This is what time. This is where it's going to be. Or if it's going to be online, this is the link online. And then I'm going to be there at this time. Like, yeah, I overly communicate. And like I told y'all many times in other videos, there is not a man out there in the world that I have dated that doesn't know why we are not together. Not a one. And you know what? If you out there and you watching this video right now and you don't know why Anita's not with you anymore, contact me. Contact me and we can go live. Please explain it to my platform. You don't exist. Because every man out there that's ever been with me knows exactly why we're not together. I have never once just ghosted someone, disappeared, stopped talking to them. No, they know what time it is. They know exactly why you can't reach Anita on Anita's phone. They know exactly why Anita don't want to be with them. Anita left them alone. They know why. Okay? We need more people out here like that. You all need to start verbalizing what is happening. You need to start telling people what you want and telling people what you don't want and telling people what you need. And guess what? If you get tired of doing that, that means your relationship's over. That's it. If you have no more words for the person that you're with, it's basically a sign that your relationship is over. But you all stay in relationships for 10 years without opening your mouth. And then that's what I call your problem. Like, that's on you. We can't even blame the other person at that point because you're suffering in silence in your relationship and you're not verbalizing, hey, this upsets me. This is what I need. I don't want this. I don't want, like, you have no one to blame but yourself at that point. Healthy relationships require healthy skills. We have to learn how to be in relationships. Most people do not have a clue. Most people have never witnessed a healthy relationship between a man and a woman. Most people did not learn how to communicate effectively. Most people did not learn how to manage conflict in a calm, practical way, in a rational, logical way. Most people are not committed because they never saw that. Most people are not compatible with each other and don't know the hacks and the tools that they could learn to kind of hack their compatibility a little more. But most of us, like I said, it took 25 years of relationship science for me to learn what I learned. Okay? And all the skills that I have, all the tools that I teach, that still does not cover the fact that there are other people out there that don't have that information. Right? People keep saying, I don't understand. Why haven't you met your husband? Why haven't you? Because everyone does not have good relationship skills. Everyone is not securely attached. Yes, there are men out there who do have good relationship skills. There are men out there who are securely attached. And so my hope is to meet one someday. That is my hope, is to keep remaining open, right? And positioning myself to meet a man like that. That's it. But y'all think those people sit out on the corner, like every corner on every block. There are securely attached, healthy, good communication, good conflict skill, resolution skills. Like, you think healthy people are in abundance. They are not, especially in 2024. And what did I tell y'all? I told y'all in the last video, could I have kept the last 9 men that I've been with? The last 9 men that I dated, the last 9 men sure I could have. You know what? All I had to do was collect a bunch of red flags, tolerate a lot of abuse, been talked to any kind of way, stayed cheated on, sure, been neglected, taken for granted. Yeah, I sure could have. I sure could have, but if you know anything about me, that's not how I work. That's not how I work. And let me tell y'all the superpower. This is the superpower I have that a lot of y'all don't. I'm okay alone. like I'm as happy as a clam, just all on my own. Okay. I'm like on any given day, right? Morning, noon to night. I am enjoying my company. I am having a ball. I'm listening to my 80s channel on Pandora. I'm dancing around. I'm walking my dog or taking her to the dog park. I'm, writing or editing videos or hanging out with friends, hanging out with the neighbors, playing pickleball on their court, playing pickleball up the street at the mall. I am walking to Starbucks in the morning, talking to my friend on the phone. Like, I could go on and on and on. So that's the superpower that keeps my self-esteem high, that keeps my self-worth intact, that makes sure that the standards that I live by, that I am encompassing those standards, right? So I'm not just asking men for all these things that I am not. Like, I am them is me is she. Okay, so when I ask a man to be godly, I'm godly. I'm reading my Bible. I'm reading about David right now. When I am asking a man to be faithful or loyal, she is me. When I'm asking a man to be healthy and fit, yeah, I'm walking, a mile to Starbucks, a mile back. I am working out with weights in the morning. I am making sure I'm eating healthy. We had chicken Caesar salad last night, right? So she is me. When I am asking a man to be empathetic and kind, see? So those are the things. Those are the things that I'm asking for. I had a gentleman on here the other day. It was, oh, you should just settle. Well, dang, I only want 3 things. I only want 3 things. And now I can't want them. No, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. But y'all, the bar is in hell. Like, you understand that, right? You understand that the bar is in hell and you all want it. Where else should it go? Like, Help me to understand. Where else should the bar go? So I want 3 things in this world, and you're telling me I can't want that. That don't make sense. So that's it. That's it. But that's apparently a superpower that a lot of people don't have. They'd rather have a piece of anybody or anything to have on their arm or have on their timeline to say, hey, I am in something. And look, I got 3 people right now, 3 people that I know. I'm not going to call them friends. I'm going to call them acquaintances. They are in a piece of something. And even I will tip over to their Facebook or tip over to their Instagram, and I'll see some of the things they post about date night and vacation bay. And then they will call or they will text and I'll hear the real story of what's going on in their relationship. And I'm like, I can't, y'all. There was a quote that I'm going to post on my YouTube, and it says, if more people worked on creating a relationship that feels good rather than creating a relationship that looks good, we would have more healthy relationships. The only person that's got to worry about the relationship being good is me. I don't care what y'all think, and I ain't going to post it. I ain't going to put it out there for all y'all to see because it's none of your business. I'm going to focus on, does it feel good to me? Does it work well for me? Are he and I happy? Are he and I's needs being met? Like, that's my focus. Am I meeting his needs? Is he meeting my needs? That's it. That's it. If you just worked on that, you would be further along. That's it. Okay? So that's what healthy relationships require. We have to get out of our own way. We have to be willing to literally sit down and say, am I doing what's in the best interest of my partner? Am I doing what's in the best interest of my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my husband, my wife, right? That's it. And I want you to ask that question without the ego saying, but what about me? But what about me? What about my needs? What about what I want? That's your ego. That's your ego. That's the first piece of work that y'all need to do is tame that ego. Stop that ego from sabotaging your relationship. Tell that ego to shut up. Focus on yourself. Focus on showing up and being the best you can be. Be the best person in the relationship, right? And have faith. Have faith in the situation. And if you are verbally communicating, like, have faith that, okay, I'm coming together with a person. This person want me. I want them. Have faith that have just a measure of good faith that that person wants to meet your needs, right? And stop worrying about all that. You do your best to meet their needs. And trust me, if that person's not meeting your needs, again, open your mouth. Open your mouth. Acknowledge what is happening. Try to see if you can make it better with this person. Like, hey. That's it. That's all you got to do. Okay? But yes, you should have that person's best interest at heart. And the first part of doing that is please pick someone that you actually want to do that for. Right? I'm seeing too many relationships where people are just together just to be together. And it's like, I can't do anything about that. That's the part that's so frustrating to me. It's like, okay, well, first of all, you pick someone that you're really not excited about. You pick someone that's like, like a 5 on a scale of 1 to 10. It's no wonder why you don't want to dig deep. It's no wonder why you don't want to do the work. It's no wonder why you don't want to consider this person in their best interest, because you ain't really feeling them like that. And honestly, y'all, I can't do anything about that. That's the part that I have had to tell people, like, this is what I'm sensing. This is what I think is true. Tell me what you think about that. But see, I can't help you with that. All I can do is teach you the skills and the tools. All I can do is give you 25 years of relationship science and 10 years of clinical experience. But see, what's not helping is you don't really want them like that. You don't really like them like that. And that's the part I can't do nothing about. So that's honestly, that's the first part. Y'all kill me wanting me to settle. Because settling means I ain't trying to, I ain't trying to sacrifice like that. I ain't trying to, I ain't trying to do nothing for him. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. Okay? Even I know that. And I consider myself top shelf in emotional intelligence, top shelf in communication. I consider myself top shelf. And even I know that. If y'all put me with a man that I was like, nah, I don't want to dig deep. I don't want to put his best interest, whatever his interest is. I don't want to do that. I don't want to sacrifice. I don't want to do no hard work. That's the truth. I have to have someone that I have a connection with. I have to have someone that I'm excited about. I have to have someone that I dig, that I'm feeling, that I like. And yes, then I'm all in. 150%. Like I said, your dreams are my dreams. That's the truth. That's how things got to where they were. Because like I said, I met my husband. I was like, well, your dreams are now my dreams. Where are you trying to go? What you trying to do? How can I help you get there? That's the attitude we need to have in our relationships. Okay? And it should be mutual. It should be equitable and fair. Okay? That's it. That's the video. All right. Thank you so much. I have to go into my pillar link and restructure the pricing of one-to-one coaching. One-to-one coaching is on sale this month for the rest of the month. It is 25% off. This is the best time for you. Well, actually, if I'm being honest, the best time for you to pay for coaching is on Black Friday. Because on Black Friday, all of my coaching sessions are half off. So 50% off. But that's what's coming up in November. But if you need help now, this is the next best time for you to sign up for one-on-one coaching. So you're going to go to the pillar link. That's at the link in my bio. You will click on 30 minutes, 60 minutes. You will click on individual, couples, and you will get to sit with me, ask whatever questions you have, learn some skills, learn some tools. Okay. We get to do some work together, but this is the next best time for you to get coaching because it's 25% off the entire month of August. If you are not able to schedule your session in the month of August, you can purchase it in this month and you can use it next month or the month after. Okay. So it's really up to you when you want to schedule. All right. But you can do that through my pillar link. So if you're watching this on YouTube, it's in the description box below. Or if you're watching this on Instagram, you can click at the link in my bio. All right. So, I'm supposed to be keeping these videos short, but today I did not because I wanted to talk about this because this is something I've been seeing. I've been seeing this where it's like these people getting into these mediocre relationships and then when they don't work out, you're surprised. And you coming to me and I'm like, y'all don't like each other like that. like you ain't feeling each other like that. That's why the relationship is not good. And then look, I'm trying to teach you some healthy skills to be in a relationship. And because you don't like him like that, you like, I don't want to do that. That's too much work. That requires sacrifice. Oh my God, I got to put them before me. I don't want to do that. I'm not trying to do that with them. See? So that's the part I can't help you with. You getting with people that you don't really want to be with like that. That's mediocre at best. And you surprised that the relationship ain't good. So like I said, I just rather be by myself. And my relationship with me is excellent. Like me and me is getting along great. We doing wonderful. We successful out here in these streets. So I don't understand what y'all are doing. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Have a great rest of the evening. I have not posted to my YouTube channel in about 10 days. But I have content scheduled to come out every day, probably twice a day. So every day, twice a day, probably for the next rest of the month. Because I took time off, much needed break from social media. So you will start to see videos coming out like back to back to back. All right. So I got to get back in the algorithm. But thank you for watching. I appreciate you all. Thank you, 402 Marine, for buying a badge today. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, stay open to love.
How would it feel to have a relationship that is connected and passionate and real? How would it feel to be with a partner who cares as much about you as you care about them? No more drama, no more games, no more online merry-go-round. Hi, I'm Anita Stoudmire, and welcome to the Better Love Movement. I want to teach you the skills necessary to attract and keep the amazing love that we all desire. Working with me will help you to uncover those love blocks that we all have. Many of us are pushing love away and we don't even realize it. But you can learn the skills necessary to attract real, genuine love and an amazing partner into your life. It starts with you. Connect with me now and let me guide you to the most amazing relationship possible today.